everybody. Welcome back to Pixel Junkies podcast. Please episode number 169. It's a sexy number.
Oh, man.
We made that joke about 100 episodes ago.
Exactly 100.
It's our tradition.
That's correct.
Wait till we get to episode 69.
So, who's...
I'd rather die than be
Who's joining us today?
I'm Andrew, and I'm joined by other people.
I'm Adam.
I'm Rory.
I'm Aaron. Oh man, it's like we're at the World Cup.
Yes, there are
4 years ago.
There are World Cup games being played now.
Why didn't we get FIFA 2018, Aaron?
Cause fuck that.
No,
that's fair.
Aaron does raise a good point. So when compiling the topic list this week, or more accurately, this morning, I looking through news, make sure I didn't miss anything. And one of the things, like, if you were also looking through the news and you don't play Fortnite, you would be entirely forgiven for thinking you were the only human being on this planet that doesn't play Fortnite. Yeah. Every fucking thing was about Fortnite. There was, like, literally a page of GameSpot that was all Fortnite.
To be fair, it is a popular game. Almost as good as PUBG.
I'm with you that it's popular. I think they might be milking it some 8, 9, 10 articles in, though.
Let's see which one is more popular on Twitch right now.
Adam, as our resident Fortnite expert,
Fortnite currently has 320,000 viewers.
Okay.
And is the most watched at the moment.
They're coming ahead.
And PUBG is 166,000 viewers.
Okay. Yeah,
second.
That's what we in the industry.
So PUBG is better.
That's what we call in the industry a Fort dozen.
Can you explain what's going on with Fortnite Season 5?
Okay, so Fortnite is roughly divided into seasons, and the seasons themselves are 12 pieces of $14.99 DLC content. The first DLC is usually a map. Second DLC is usually a bunch of character skins. The third DLC, so on and so forth. The fifth season, all of that is pirate themed. So we have I think the new map is called Buccaneer's Den. That's the new map. It's a bunch of pirate ships kind of lashed together. Do you remember the city in Pirates of the Caribbean 3, that kind of pirate city that had all where they met, the pirate council met?
I don't think I saw Pirates 3.
You don't have to. Do you remember, Warren?
I do remember, yeah.
Well, it's kind of like that. That's the new map. It's a big map, and one of the big problems that a lot of players are having is that you can fall in between the ships and then you're just dead. So you got to be really careful when it comes to this map. That's already been released. I think we're getting the new Buccaneer skins tonight or tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. We're getting those skins. So there's going to be 13 new skins released, and they're all going to be obviously pirate themes. A lot of skeletons, a lot of tricorder hats. There's going to be some parrots, which is going to be cool. They'll be right there on your shoulder. You can get those customized, of course, for about $3.99 each.
I know you can get parrots to parachute you in instead of the parachute.
Yeah.
Or the umbrella.
Well, I mean that's only in the PC version. That hasn't come to console yet. Especially not to PlayStation, and we're gonna get into that later. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Then there's gonna be the weapon pack that's gonna be dropped next Wednesday, and I think that one is gonna have. There's gonna be a lot of flintlock items, so expect high levels of damage but very low rates of fire, as is indicated by any kind of flintlock muzzle load kind of weapon, obviously. And then I don't think any information has been released. Probably some cool pirate-themed dances and victory emotes. I would imagine that's usually kind of what the last time they did a bunch of robot ones for the robot seasons, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, PlayStation Network has been under a lot of stress because of Fortnite Season 5. And,
do you want me to actually say what Fortnite seasons are?
You just did an excellent summary.
Okay.
Yeah, it was beautiful. This is kind of expected, I think.
Expected.
Is that why I'm having so much trouble connecting to PlayStation Online?
Probably, yeah.
Because I've been playing Borderlands 2 in the Handsome Jack collection because I picked it up for $20 at the local kind of used game store, and every about 10 minutes it'll be like, "You've lost connection to PlayStation Plus." I'm like, "How?" I have an Ethernet cable shoved in the ass of my PlayStation. I shouldn't be losing connection to anything, and the internet on my computer is fine. So I'm guessing it must be on there. So fuck Fortnite. and getting slowing down. I mean, I'm not doing anything online anyway, but I'll be in the middle of killing a bad guy and be like, "Oh, you've lost connection. Do you want to keep going?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm playing by myself. Fuck off."
Yeah, really though. I mean,
also, just to be clear, what the Fortnite seasons are kind of similar, but I do believe it's just each season. It's just different seasons of support for the game, so it is kind of similar. I don't think they charge for a lot of the maps and stuff, but I do think a lot of the skins and emotes they charge for. But you do pay, I think, just for the skins.
Yeah.
I don't think there's loot boxes. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is there's no loot boxes in the game at all. I think whatever skin or weapon you want to buy, you can just buy it.
Well, free-to-play games, in my opinion, are totally justified in having their own internal economy.
Yes, but not loot boxes.
Loot boxes are just bullshit.
Yeah.
Because you should always know what you're buying. Yeah. That's just strictly better.
Oh, also we should mention that France is playing Croatia in the championship game tomorrow.
Yeah, so this is authentic.
Sunday. So
France wins
once again. You already know what happened.
Yeah.
Go France! Hooray!
I want Croatia to win because I don't think they've ever won a World Cup before.
They have not, I don't believe.
Well, then they're going to have a tough time.
Yes, France is quite good.
Yeah, for a very good team.
It really, the final game should have been France versus Belgium because that was they were much two kind of stronger teams.
Yeah, the French-Belgium game was actually turned out to be hilarious.
Yeah. They should split the French team up and have it France versus France.
Oh man, just like World War II all over again.
Well, it sort of is because Thierry Henry is on the Belgian
Terry
side.
Henry, okay?
It's Terry Henry. But yeah, so
nobody can play Fortnite on PlayStation.
Yeah, so as a result, it's having a rough go of it.
I mean, but PlayStation's always had. I mean, when it comes to kind of online play, PlayStation's always kind of been shit in comparison to PC or Xbox for a lot of very popular
PC
games.
doesn't have online. PC has the fortunate thing of not having to go through a thing for their online play.
No, and that's true as well. But then at the same time, I mean, like, isn't Sony the only major platform out there that will not support crossplay with Xbox and PC? Like if you're playing Fortnite on your Xbox, you can play with people on their PC.
On their
correct?
PC, but not you. I don't know if the case with Fortnite, but generally Sony does not support crossplay at all.
I know the big famous example was Rocket League.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah.
The Rocket League is the one that stands out, I think. There's also Monster Hunter is coming to PC. Speaking of PC things.
Hey, Adam, as our resident Monster Hunter expert.
Yeah.
Do you think Rory should tell us about Monster Hunter on PC?
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
I thought it was already on PC.
No, it comes out August 9th.
Oh man.
So it's got a release date, which is very soon.
Good thing I didn't want it.
I was gonna say
It's
Aaron's
a
not
good
gonna play
game.
it at all.
I don't like massive swords and shit though, and dumb outfits.
Aaron has trouble wielding the longbow.
Aaron's like the anti-weeb.
Yeah, actually, that's a good, nice way of putting it. Actually. Yeah.
Yeah, but he likes Paramore though, so
Yeah, that's true.
Up for it.
I think. I think Monster Hunter's probably.
I'm a Paramore hipster. I liked them back when they were new.
Back when the two guys were in the band.
I like Paramore when they had brand new eyes.
I can't remember his last name.
What?
I said I like Paramore when they had brand new eyes.
Uh-huh.
It's the name of one of their albums.
Well, the first album was all we know, Adam.
The joke is funnier when you have to repeat it to me.
Yeah.
And then explain it.
Explain it, yeah.
I probably won't end up playing Monster Hunter on PC at least right away because.
You should get it on PlayStation so we can play it together.
You should get a PC so we can play that.
You can meet me halfway here and just.
That's not meeting you halfway at all. It's going all the way over to your side. Not really too much to say about Monster Hunter. I hope it's a good port, regardless of whether I'm playing it or not.
Yeah,
I just honestly, I have enough games right now.
They've already come out and said it's using Denuvo.
But that could be fine. Final Fantasy used that, and that.
Why does it need
terrific.
that? Does it even have multiplayer?
Yes.
Yes, it does. But no, it doesn't need it anyways. This is the answer to your question.
Is that how you pronounce it, Denuvo?
Something like that.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah. But there are some games where that has no performance impact at all. As long as the people programming it are good. Durante actually wrote a really good article about this, which I can send you. But, now mind you, maybe the people programming it are bad. Because that happens a lot with PC ports. Right?
Yeah.
Where, we've all played a Batman game.
Yeah.
You don't know me, Rory.
Presumably it's PvE, though, right? Like, if there's no PvP in Monster Hunter?
Not as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, it wouldn't make too much sense to have PvP, I don't think. So there's that. So this is probably...
Aaron, as our on a switch to movie news, Aaron's going to tell us about what's happening with the Black Widow movie. What's the latest
I have no
scoop?
idea. I assume Rory put that on the list? You want to
that's
talk about it, Rory?
Sure.
Our resident experts are pretty shit tonight.
I didn't put anything on
thing
this
on
list.
Fortnite.
Well, maybe if you called upon the actual relevant experts for each topic, you'd find better luck.
Aaron, as our resident dinosaur expert, who do you think would win in a fight?
Allosaurus.
And even Aaron wouldn't be
fucking right.
Even Aaron would
Just only beat him the fucking mark.
Aaron would be a half decent choice on that front. He's definitely second place as far as dinosaurs go in this room. Right?
Oh.
Because me and Andrew don't know a goddamn fucking thing about
I
dinosaurs.
know what a
Good start. So there's a Black Widow film. Right?
Yeah.
Finally.
And so Kate Shortland is directing it, and so she,
of skyscraper fame with Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
No. Thankfully, dear God, that movie looks terrible.
Yeah, because my parents are gonna go see it tonight.
They already made that.
Die Hard?
San Andreas.
Oh, that's not it though.
Same thing.
No, this is more Die Hard.
No, it's more San Andreas, I think.
I'm not sure I agree that it's more Die Hard.
I think
the
it's
whole
more
movie
disaster
is.
movie.
No, I don't think so.
I think it is.
I
Anyway,
think
we're wasting too much time on this.
I think it's Die Hard.
Die Hard
It
meets
keeps
San
paying
Andreas.
homage to Die Hard.
Yeah, because it's like, remember this better movie?
Yeah.
But why would it pay?
You know what won't be a franchise? Skyscraper.
Why would it pay homage to Die Hard if it's nothing like Die Hard?
Well,
Live
for
free
the same
in
reason that
Skyscraper.
anything pays homage to anything is oh my God. So So Kate Shortland's only done like 3 movies, and they weren't hugely well known. The only one I know is Berlin Syndrome, which is like decent. It's like.
Why didn't they call it Berlin Drum?
It's a missed opportunity in my. I'm going to presume now that all her other movies are like Berlin Syndrome. When I say this, if the story they're planning on doing in Black Widow is nothing like any other MCU movie, I totally get it and see because she does these like slow boil, really dramatic, long drawn out things.
They probably could based on Black Widow's backstory.
Yeah, give me a Bond movie.
I agree.
Give me a Bond movie.
That being said, if they're just going to do another MCU movie that happens to have Black Widow in it, this is definitely not the intuitive choice of director for like action film, in my opinion.
I gotta be honest with you. I think the MCU is established enough now
That's bullshit.
to the point where they can start doing what Star Wars did with its expanded universe. So, like, sure, the main Star Wars movies always have to be these kind of like epic, like space opera adventures. But then you can have, the novels and the comics and the games be about whatever you want. So it doesn't always have to be about light side versus dark side of the Force. It could be a pirate adventure or like a western or a military.
Why can't the
story.
movies be that though?
But, well, what I'm saying is what the MCU is now, they have enough movies, especially after Infinity War Part 2 kind of wraps up the main storyline that they've been telling. I think the direction that the MCU should go in is like, we have this established universe, we can have these big epic MCU, save the Earth from imminent destruction kind of movies every now and again, but I think we can expand, so maybe the next, Black Widow movie, instead of being, an Avengers movie, let's make it a spy movie, it just happens to take place in the world of the other Marvel movies.
I agree 100%.
And, let's do a psychological thriller with Moon Knight, a superhero with schizophrenia. So, that sort of thing. I think, they could really branch out because, it's such a successful brand. I think they could, and they've made so much money from it. I think they could take risks with some of their properties, and especially some of the more low risk properties like Moon Knight or what have you, and say, hey, let's do some interesting types of stories. So
yeah, I agree, 100%. So yeah, hopefully this movie is good.
Yep. Scarlett Johansson's dropped out of Robin Tuck.
What?
That movie that was going to be made.
I don't know what that's about. I've never heard of that.
She was going to play transitioned, I guess, male to female.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And there was a lot of backlash because she's a woman and not actually
trans.
And so, due to, a lot of harassment, actually, I guess she's dropped out.
I'm wondering, not that I think that Scarlett Johansson's a great actress. I think she could do the role very well. Mm-hmm. Are there any trans, male to female actresses in Hollywood?
Yeah, the one of the main characters from Sense8.
They should have gone the other way.
Great choice, actually.
Okay, well then
terrific actress.
All right, well then there we go.
They should have gone the other way, and it would have been fine.
What do you mean?
Go female to male and still have it be her. Because they did it with Eddie Redmayne and nobody said anything. Right? Or was it the Danish Girl?
The Danish Girl was the film you're looking for.
It was like a guy and he kind of went trans, And nobody said anything because it was still a dude dressed as a woman.
She must have gotten a lot of backlash.
Rather than being a fake guy at the beginning and then turning into Scarlett Johansson.
She must have gotten a lot of backlash for that because,
I don't know if she was going to be I don't know if she was going to transition in the movie. I think it was just about her.
Right, yeah.
Well, I
maybe, I don't know.
I know she got a lot of backlash for Ghost in the Shell. So,
yeah.
And she stayed with that movie, so she must have gotten a lot of backlash for this one.
Yeah, definitely.
To come out, or maybe it wasn't even backlash. I don't know. Anyway, who knows?
Yeah. To be fair, though, the political climate of Ghost in the Shell is a lot different than the political climate that she undoubtedly saw.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So someone else read the next one.
Bit of a spicy situation.
Hey, Andrew, Neil Blomkamp gets RoboCop sequel. That's right, he bought RoboCop 2 on Blu-ray, available now. Also, and he loved it so much, he wrote and was like, guys, I would really like to direct the next RoboCop sequel. And they were like, you know what? Sure.
Your commitment to a failing bit is nothing short of astounding. I don't think even the captain of the Titanic...
Are you talking to Andrew or Neil Blomkamp?
I don't think Andrew's commitment to a sinking joke is equivalent to the commitment that the captain of the Titanic had when he was going down with the ship, being like, you know what, I'm going to stay on board and ride this son of a bitch out right to the icy bottom. That's what you do, is you hang on to your joke and say, this may be dead, I'm going to keep beating it for everything that it is worth. So I like Neil Blomkamp.
I can't wait to see how Ridley Scott cancels this movie.
Yeah.
I like what he's doing, or what he was doing with with Oats Studios. I'm wondering if that's dead because they haven't made anything in a couple of months, and I enjoyed a lot of their content. I thought it was quite good. And I thought that that's honestly what he was hoping to do, was create this kind of new studio space where they could, they wouldn't, according to him, they would secure whatever money they got, but they would give the directors the ultimate freedom, ultimate creative freedom, which I thought that's an interesting choice, because shorts like Zygote, which is my personal favorite that he did, were had a relatively low budget, but they had a lot of talent and obviously drive and care around them. I thought it ended up, it's kind of like what Senua's Sacrifice, the Hellblade game was, a game with a relatively low budget, but with, AAA, presentation. That's what these movies were like. So I'm wondering if this is gonna be like an Oates movie, or if he's just doing this as like a side project to get.
I doubt
funding.
it's
No,
Oates.
But is Oates dead then? Because that'd be too bad.
I mean, I agree with Adam. I think it's a noble cause. I would say one of the things that I've noticed, if you'll notice this if you watch a Neil Blomkamp short on YouTube and you read any of the comments, is that I think there's not enough appreciation for the fact that what makes a really good short, and those are great shorts, right? No one's disagreeing with that.
Nope.
I think. What makes a really great short is not always what makes a great feature-length film.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because the shorts are a lot of the concept and, like, getting that premise out there. And Neil Blomkamp, for all I'll say about him, is great at premises. He's great at having a cool premise. And he he's very clever with how he shoots things.
Yeah.
I think his problems actually come into when he starts to, try to see those premises through beginning to end.
What he needs a strong writer, like a screenwriter, to help
exactly.
to
That's
to
his
kind of
biggest
cement
problem.
his vision.
Yeah.
I would equate it to, because I know people, in some of my writing groups and in class and stuff, who are great at writing short stories, but all they can, and sometimes I think I'm one of them, but it's neither here nor there. Sometimes people are like, oh, you have all these great ideas, and they're really, you're able to kind of get these really short, kind of 2,000 word, 7 to 10 page short stories out on paper. But when they try to do a longer novel, they kind of get lost, if that makes sense. And
exactly.
And they don't know they can't get the pacing right, and they just need practice. But with I feel that's the same way with Neil Blomkamp. He needs help when it comes to making something longer, because he's a very talented director.
He is talented, and bear in mind too all the TV shows that have tried to do movies, right? How it's the same problem, right?
Yeah.
All these long form stuff are different, and like as far as RoboCop goes, like RoboCop is, one of those movies that, like, for me as a kid, it was like, I really enjoyed.
Yeah, the first RoboCop is a great movie.
Is a great movie, and then of course there's of course the modern day RoboCop, the Joel Kinnaman one, right?
Which was all right.
I haven't actually seen it.
Well,
I didn't watch it because I didn't like the look of it, but after watching Altered Carbon with Joel Kinnaman, I think I might go back.
Joel
and watch
Kinnaman is amazing.
He's really
that
good.
movie's all right.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Killing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I love.
So then you know how good Joel Kinnaman is, because in my opinion, that's his best.
Yeah.
Right. Now, not that Altered Carbon's not also amazing. It's just there's so many less episodes so far.
Yeah.
You get to see Dacian Lackman naked like 200 times in that show, so it's 10 out of 10.
I mean, yes.
Bearing that in mind, so Neil Blomkamp gets the RoboCop film. It wouldn't have been my first choice.
No.
I would.
Is Denis Villeneuve busy? He doing something right now that he can't?
Who did Dredd? Because I honestly would pick the guy who did Dredd.
Alex Garland.
I would pick.
Well, I'm sorry, he wrote it. Who directed Dredd?
I don't know, some asshole.
Suffice to say that Alex Garland, I think, would be a great choice to direct RoboCop.
Yep.
There's lots of people that I thought, even like a guy like Alfonso Cuarón, right? Like someone like that, movies, like if you think about Children of Men, and you think about Blade Runner 2049, and you think about Ex Machina, right? Like Neil Blomkamp's great, but he doesn't make movies like this. Those are the...
No, but does RoboCop fit into what that...
I definitely think it fits Denis Villeneuve's bill.
Yeah?
Pete Travis was the guy who did Dredd.
And that'd be a fine choice, too. I mean, if he had Alex Garland writing the script.
Yeah.
That's their key.
Yeah, I mean,
like
Neil Blomkamp is directing this. We don't know who's writing it. I think that's just as important.
I just as at least, yeah.
I fucking love Dredd.
And
One of my favorite movies.
for what it's worth, I also you guys talked about Ant-Man last week, and I saw it on Tuesday. And I do think it's worth noting that I think that the real standout feature of the film for me was it's very clear that this was the writers of Spider-Man Homecoming and not the writers of the first Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I quite like the movie.
Come on!
I think it's frozen because the clock's not going up.
No, it won't go up until he kicks. It's not frozen.
No, it's definitely not frozen.
The
'cause
goalie
ad
just won't
was
do
rolling.
anything.
Sweet.
The
Before we
go.
move on to what's next, it's not on the list, but this guy, he made Buffy and Angel.
Okay,
Joss Whedon.
Okay, yeah. I couldn't tell if you were delaying it or
No,
you
I just
forgot.
couldn't remember.
Okay, yeah.
Joss Whedon
Yes.
has a new show coming to HBO.
Oh, was
Sweet.
that one where she's a princess in a magical land and it looks kind of similar to Future? Oh no, wait, that's Matt Green.
That's macaroni.
Hey, you said it right.
I did.
Good. You've been practicing.
I
can tell.
have.
You just stand in front of the mirror every morning,
Mm.
graining.
Anyway, what's it about?
Why do you need a mirror for that?
He needs to see how his mouth moves. He needs to compare it to how
It's a
everybody
precise-
else in the universe says
It's a
his name.
precise linguistic exercise.
Yeah. I think it's about mutants or people with powers in Victorian era somewhere.
I'm excited.
Roy, did you ever watch Penny Dreadful?
Yes.
Okay, what did you think?
It's great.
I agree with Andrew.
Okay.
Uh,
That reminds me kind of Penny Dreadful, not that like.
right, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Is it great because Eva Green is naked in it?
That's part of it, but
Is
it's
she naked in
also
it? Yeah, she is. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
great because it's a great show.
yes,
I watched the first.
well
season
written,
and
well
enjoyed
acted,
it.
well shot.
What was the second season?
Timothy
like?
Dalton is excellent.
Yes.
Always.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's HBO. I quite like HBO actually.
He'll finally get the money he needs to make a thing that's not an Avengers movie.
Yeah, really.
How much?
Maybe he'll cheat on his wife again.
He didn't do that.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah, he did.
Aw.
And
Alright.
plus, every bid that AMC doesn't win is a win in my heart.
What was the last good AMC show?
Mad Men.
That's fair.
Mad Men was the last good AMC. Although I think it's sort of cheating because Mad Men started so early.
I mean, Better Call Saul is still good, but not as good as Mad Men.
The Walking Dead.
No.
That was a Ray Romano laugh.
Do it again.
It really was.
Was it the woolly mammoth from Ice Age over here?
So who here likes Far Cry 5?
I do.
I'm sorry.
I do.
I had some significant gameplay and story flaws in it, but I thought it was ultimately a half-decent product.
Well,
Yeah.
you'll be excited to know that the DLC Lost on Mars is it out yet? Is it coming out?
Comes out on 17th, I think.
Ooh, cool.
Comes out on the
Sweet.
17th.
Probably won't be getting it, but alright. We'll see.
Get out of the way. Goddamn
Yeah,
inflation.
to be
Jesus
honest,
Christ,
I
just
saw
step on his
the
nads.
I saw how the story, at least the beginning of the story, was told. Didn't like it at all.
It was like a really shitty comic book. I hope it's
Yeah,
better
but
than
the
game.
Vietnam story was like that as well.
Oh, is
Oh,
the Vietnam
was-
story out?
It is out. Yeah,
Is it good?
I haven't played it.
apparently not. It has overwhelming negative reviews, or did
Oh,
at one
cool.
point.
It's probably super short, and that's why.
They said it was incredibly short, and they just repurposed mostly all of the assets.
Yeah,
Sweet.
that makes total sense.
Like, that's kind of what I expected anyway, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess people were expecting a whole different game. I don't know.
Well, I mean, with the whole level creator, they went
Yeah.
overboard with Far Cry 5 on that. So I assume all this DLC is just using those.
It probably is
assets.
just made with the fucking map maker.
I mean, let's be honest. All it is it's just going to be you in the same area, and all they're doing is just changing all the songs
Yeah.
from everything to Fortunate Son. Ding, 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 ding. Or like Painted Black, or the opening riff to Fortunate Son. You fucking asshole.
So Jessica Price.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Oh, okay, I'm out. I'm not thinking.
Why are you afraid of the truth?
No, I don't. I don't fucking care.
Do you know what this is about?
I know a little bit, but
Why are we
partway through reading the story, I was like, I don't want to find out the rest of what happened here.
I'd just like to point out how
Jessica Price sounds like the daughter of John Hammond, like that character. Like that's if you were like the character of Jessica Price, like oh yeah, like she's the daughter of the rich billionaire or whatever.
You'll like
Anyway,
I like to point out how incredibly difficult it is to find a media outlet that's not like extreme left or extreme right.
can you not just find it on like BBC or CBC or anything like that? They're pretty neutral.
Didn't the CBC report on this, Andrew?
No, the CBC did not report on this.
That's
So Jessica Price was doing a Twitter thing,
you mean
tweeting.
tweeting. Was tweeting a lot,
Don't get Twitter, by the way. If you're a person who people want to tweet, don't get Twitter. It's a fucking easy.
She was tweeting on her Twitter about. So she's a writer. She was a writer for what is the company? ArenaNet, which are the developers of Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
And she was saying how difficult it is to make to write compelling characters in MMOs.
Right, yeah.
So her tweet was, "The dirty secret is I'm not sure if it's possible to make an MMORPG or CRPG character compelling. Because people have different expectations."
What's a CRPG?
Computer
Computer
RPG.
RPG.
She's plain wrong about that, but continuing.
Yeah, why did she even say that? But carry on.
Compelling characters is what makes CRPGs good.
Yeah.
Jessica, I'm just noticing.
She's worked in the industry for a decade, Andrew. I think she knows more than you. Okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I shouldn't question her. Compelling because people have different expectations about what the character will be, as opposed to a pre-designated character in a single-player game.
Like a CRPG, for instance.
Yeah.
Certs.
So, this other guy who's a Twitch streamer, he plays Guild Wars 2 a lot, and has actually praised Jessica Price in the past for her writing. He pops into her Twitter tweets, and he says, "Really interesting thread to read." And he does the little stupid thumb thing. However, allow me to disagree slightly. I don't believe the issue lies in the MMORPG genre itself, as your wording seemingly suggests. I believe the issue lies in the constraints of the living story's narrative design. And he goes on a little bit more. Whatever, and then Jessica comes back in and tweets, Today in being a female game dev, in quotes, allow me, a person who does not work with you, explain how to do your job. End quotes.
They seem very hostile.
And she continues on about... Well, he comes in and replies that, I didn't bring up sexes or race or anything in this. And it becomes a very hostile thing. And eventually, I guess people go to ArenaNet, the CEO and whatnot, and it's like, hey, this girl's being kind of hostile here. And stuff happens, and she loses her job. And another guy lost his job too, but he's a man, and nobody cares about him. He defended Price in what she was saying, and he got fired as well. So they lost their job because of this. And
there's nothing like having a company allowing you to have Twitter, but you're not actually allowed to say anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
This whole thing seems like a massive shit show. So it seems like one person got really angry on Twitter, and then a company fired them for stuff they said on Twitter.
And then fired another person for something they said vaguely associated with it.
Yeah, I really don't understand why Peter Fries, or Freeze is his name. I really don't understand why he was fired.
I don't understand why she was fired.
I don't understand really why she was fired either. I could understand ArenaNet coming out and saying, like, hey, Jessica's views don't represent the company.
Right, it's the standard
right?
sort of...
Because really, she is being... she's, like, going overboard here with the hostility. It seems like, anyway. I mean, it is her Twitter, and that was an argument. It's like, hey, why are you talking to me on my Twitter? But it's like... You're having an open discussion about writing about MMOs.
Well, it goes on both sides, right? Yeah. On her side, like, being hostile. All right, but yeah, be hostile if you want to be hostile.
Yeah, I mean, be a horrible, nasty person all you want. But I mean, I don't agree that she should have been fired for it.
Oh yeah,
It seems like it seems just like an old me. Again, I don't know the full situation, but based on the evidence that's been presented to me, it seems like a bit of overkill. Mm-hmm. Honestly, like in that sort of
on both sides.
Yes, it seems that in that kind of case, all that ArenaNet should have done, I agree with you, is just say, she doesn't speak for us.
That's assuming that everything that transpired was based on this one instance.
Well, that's true as well. Yeah, maybe they were looking for an excuse to fire her.
She could have been given warnings in the past as well.
Well, who knows, right? Like, I think, like, first of all, I mean, what she said about the CRPGs is definitely wrong. And to me, one of the. But I think this.
But
I was.
don't tell her how to do your job.
I was
do
watching.
her job.
I was watching a
What was her argument in that regard? Why couldn't CRPGs have a?
I don't know. I think she's been in the game industry 10 years apparently, but I guess that didn't overlap
Because
with
she
the
knows
release of
more than
Baldur's
you.
Gate. So,
But like I don't like there are plenty of characters in
Adam,
RP
have you been in the game industry for 10 years and are a woman?
no.
You can go fuck yourself.
I think like I was watching one of my streamers the other day and he said something really interesting about sending out a tweet. You should, just like, you know how you can release a YouTube video and like close the comments? You should be able to send out a tweet and just be like, I don't give a shit what anyone has to say about this tweet. And just
Sure.
you can't reply to this tweet.
Sure, why not?
It's like I just sit down. I don't give a fuck what any of you guys to say. Like,
I mean, it's often a common thing where people think that freedom of speech means no freedom of consequence or freedom from consequence.
Yes.
It really
true.
isn't.
Oh, which is why I although if I was running this company, I wouldn't have fired her.
No.
I support the company's right to discharge any employee.
Yeah.
The although I think that discharging just like who's the company that fired who was the guy Josh Andrew, you know, he used to work for Treyarch and then he worked on Evolve.
Baskin
Oh
Robbins.
man! Oh man!
Josh Olin.
Josh Trank. He went on to direct Fantastic Four.
The best
No.
movie of all time.
No.
No, I think it was Josh Olin. It was a guy who used to work at Treyarch and then he worked on Evolve and they fired him for sending out a tweet or something. It was kind of like the Colin Moriarty situation. And it was like, wow, you know,
And to be fair, like it is their company. They can fire
Exactly.
if I'm making if I'm running a video game company, especially one that we're in the entertainment industry, and one of my writers or like a game, like one of my lead directors or something starts tweeting out like racist shit, I'm probably gonna fire.
I agree 100%. It's your
like-
right to fire them. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because only you know what you want your company to do.
Yeah.
Right? This is the way I think with TV shows. When TV shows, let's say they kill a character, they do something people don't like, right? You can absolutely say, hey, as a fan, you can say, I don't think that was a good move for X, Y, and Z reason. That's what you're good at as a fan. You're an expert in watching this show. I don't think you should be saying, hey, you have an obligation to fire this writer. Because
No.
as a fan, you don't know anything about running a TV show. You know only things about watching TV shows. And so only the
But
company
I
could
think
have
the
final say
line
there.
there is blurred right now in the climate we are in, because even something as light as saying like, hey, that personally I don't agree with what you did here.
Right, yeah.
All it takes is one person to be like, you're harassing me. Stop harassing me.
I understand what you're saying.
And then it turns into this fucking thing. And, and now Jessica Price is coming back and saying, like, oh, ArenaNet is opening the ground for harassment to happen. They threw me and Peter Freeze under the bus here by saying we were fan hostile. And that's basically ruining our careers.
But that's totally legitimate for her to
That
say.
is legit. It's totally legit.
I'm not saying it's correct. I'm saying it's legitimate.
Yes.
The slight difference there. Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tricky thing, but I think ultimately it should be left in the hands of the companies how they want to handle it. If I was running the company, I wouldn't have fired her. No way. But, like, that's the way they want to run their company.
At the same time, like, if you don't fire her, you at least should bring her in for a meeting and be like, okay, like, you're representing your, you have you're free to have your own Twitter account.
And that very well could have happened, and things escalated, and that's why she was fired.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when I was writing reviews for the student newspaper, I told someone to go fuck themselves.
I think that meeting did happen, and in that inner tweet, she called the guy an asshat. I think in the meeting afterwards, she said she should have called him a condescending prick or something. So I mean, is that
that would have been fundamentally different? Those two things.
I mean,
Yeah, this guy that tweeted her saying, like, I disagree. She did call him
To
an
be fair,
asshole.
on Twitter, you have a character count limit, so like,
but at like the same time, I don't think
that's
that
a well-known thing.
I don't think that guy was being condescending.
He absolutely wasn't. He was being extremely
So-
civil.
So,
Like
yeah.
I said, he was a Twitch streamer, and he's praised Jessica for her writing countless occasions.
Well, probably not anymore.
See,
No, probably not anymore.
See,
In fact, he backed out as soon as it became a gender thing.
It seems, I don't know.
Good decision.
And you see this sort of thing on many sides. A lot of people who are predominantly right, a lot of people who are predominantly left. In terms of people who are just feedback phobic, it seems like people are not willing to take any kind of criticism.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it with some people in some of my writing courses, obviously to a lesser degree because there's less stakes involved.
Yeah.
But like there was one person, and also. Not that this guy wasn't doing this, but when you're giving feedback to somebody, especially if it's somebody that you're like meeting in person, like don't just say to the person, "This is shit," because unless you want to be a dick about it, it might be really bad. But there's ways of saying that this isn't very good without like destroying the person. I don't think you should destroy the person.
You can say this is shit so long as you give them actual useful information.
Well, yeah,
but I don't know if you can though.
But
you should be able to.
This guy this girl in one of my courses was somebody did not like one of her pieces. Said, I don't think this is very strong. I think this isn't as strong as some of your other writing. Blah blah blah. And then she kept wanting to jut in and interrupt his feedback. And the prof was like, no, hang on. He gave his feedback, and then she jumped in and like crammed all of her arguments down his throat, being like, "This is why you're wrong, and this is why my writing is strong." It's like, dude, he has an opinion. Like, even if people in class are like talking to like even if I don't agree with all the feedback I'm giving, I'll still be like, "Yep, thank you very much for your feedback. I'll take it under consideration."
Right, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's because you're a rational human being. Adam.
I don't know, just a bit of common decency when it comes to that sort of thing. Like. At the very, even if you don't agree with that, with any feedback coming back, just say thank you very much for your comments. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Well, I think part of it is rooted in the understanding that the people giving you feedback are more or less supposed to be kind of where you are. So like you understand that if I'm, if you're writing something and someone who's like a peer of yours says, I really don't like this. It's a very different kind of thing than if Neil Gaiman says, I really don't like this.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Because the second one you're going to put a lot more faith in.
Oh, yeah.
But since you put more faith in it, you're also going to care way more about what Neil Gaiman has to say than some random dude.
I'll just be happy like, you read my writing?
But yeah, you'd probably just be happy you read the damn
thing,
right?
My God. Here's all the books you've ever written, sign them.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's...
He's so fucking
It's not good behavior to chuck insults at somebody whose opinion you don't value either. Like if you're writing something and one of your fans is like, okay, I didn't enjoy this aspect.
Yeah.
Even though he's not on the level that you are, like he's still still somebody that...
Yeah, people know what they like, and so when it comes to... Especially when you're talking about like popular media, if a large group of people are coming in and saying, what's an example? We don't like how Cortana was portrayed in Halo 5, for example. Instead of, the writers, instead of being like, oh, fuck you, you're not a writer, you don't know good writing, they should have been like, well, why didn't they like this?
Oh, I agree. That's what I'm saying, though. I'm saying that you want to know who's saying it so you don't take it too much to heart if they say something negative.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So you just take it as the feedback that it is, right? Like, that's like probably a personal confidence thing that people who make things that are consumed by people will sort of have to develop. A thick skin, if you will.
Yes.
And I think it's good to listen to fan feedback, if that's something you're interested in. If you're interested in not listening to fan feedback, that's something too.
But I think if you're not interested in it, you should ignore it rather than trying to drum up this huge controversy.
Point. That's a great point. And Warframe is coming to the Switch.
It is coming to the Switch. Who's the resident Switch expert here?
I've used one. I don't.
Okay,
all right, Rory,
you're the de facto Switch expert.
So I'm not going to talk about Warframe coming to the Switch. I am going to take this opportunity to mention. I don't know. I hope so.
God damn it.
I am going to take this opportunity to mention something about the Switch that I had on the topic list last week, which is now you can play the Switch in portrait.
Right. Yeah, we all got that wrong, I think.
Oh, okay.
We were talking about.
So, but like,
were we supposed to get it right? Like I thought we were doing that as a
So,
joke.
who here has seen a Nintendo Switch? Right. Okay. So you're familiar with the dimensions.
And you didn't raise your hand.
Right. It's a.
You didn't raise your hand.
I haven't seen one.
So but you've seen pictures. What I'm saying is
I've seen photos of it,
it's not a square. You know it doesn't have equal length.
It's like
and
a
width.
big chiclet.
right?
Yeah.
And so it has, it's a landscape device, right? And it's wider than it is long.
Can that be
Right?
printed on the back of the box, just Aaron, like... It's like a big chiclet.
It's 16 by 9.
The controllers...
Like a big chiclet.
The
Joy-Cons.
The Joy-Cons, yes. They're sized
They're like
in a very
when you bite out
specific
pieces
way.
of a chiclet.
Right? They are as tall as the Switch is.
Yep.
So, you can imagine that if you flip the Switch and
Oh.
play it, you're going to look like a big fucking idiot because you're going to have these controllers and you're going to have this big long thing sticking out the top or bottom of it, potentially. You also
But
might
you
say...
can't flip it because the controllers only slide onto
Can you get
the
like?
sides of it.
Can you get?
Not anymore, they don't.
Can you
and-
get a controller for the
what?
big size?
So, what?
Can you get like big cons
No,
for
you're
the size?
just small ones. So it looks dumb. But besides looking dumb, if you do own a Nintendo Switch, you'll know that. Well, that doesn't really make any sense, Rory. Aren't there vents on that part of the device? Like that's where the vents are for ventilation. Yeah, that's a good point. The Joy-Cons cover the vents, which they insist is not going to be a problem. And I don't even kind of believe that.
Because the Switch had a flawless launch, we all know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of hardware.
Didn't everybody? Wasn't there a huge problem with game systems in the past overheating and cooking themselves?
Yes,
Like,
there was.
Not Nintendo.
No, not Nintendo. But let's can't, off the top of my head. Let's call it Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, if there was a console called Xbox 360, wasn't there a problem where it would overheat and melt itself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly.
So isn't by extrapolation isn't air circulation and cooling very important in any kind of electronic,
Yes.
especially a game system?
I mean that's.
Although to be fair, it's the spinning. Doesn't have a spinning disc.
So it looks like this. So yeah.
That's fucking
Awful.
stupid.
Looks
First
really
off, why would you
disgusting.
ever want to play a game like that? Why most games, most TVs and monitors are
What about...
either square or they're landscape.
That would be cool for bullet hell shooters, though.
Congratulations, one obscure genre.
I think this is funny, and it's just another way to be weird.
So when I read that on the topic list last week,
Okay.
I genuinely thought that Nintendo had come up with a way it would, because of the way the ventilation was, the system would detect when you're covering the ventilation, and that's how it would switch.
No, it's the opposite. You always cover the ventilation.
No,
Yeah,
like instead of having like a motion sensor on your phone, like this when you flip it up. I genuinely thought that if you cover the vent on one side like this, it would detect that a lack of airflow was happening, and that's how it would know that you're actually flipping the screen.
Oh yes,
this way.
Yes,
The worst
okay.
detection
That's
ever.
kind of funny. That's a kind of weird, hacky way of going about it.
So, like, has Nintendo come out with a statement saying why they're doing this?
Yeah, what's the
Why does
purpose?
Nintendo do anything? Nintendo is terrific at a couple things, and saying things isn't one of them.
I mean, fair enough, but it just seems
Where are
like
the puppets at? I want some puppets to explain to me what's going on.
It seems like a completely useless gimmick.
Yeah.
What like
If you like-
did they give any examples, like show what you can use it for?
I didn't see any.
What about that game where you can throw stars or whatever?
It
Throw
seems
ninja stars.
it seems as
That
gimmicky.
might be all of them.
I'm trying to come up with something as stupid. It'd be like if Microsoft created this hypothetical motion controller thing where like you didn't need any controllers. It seems as gimmicky as something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, like
it's weird.
let's call it like a Kinect.
What was it originally? Nepal.
Nepal.
Natal?
Natal.
Natal.
Nutella, yeah.
Project Natal.
Yeah,
Nepal is a place.
Yeah, Nepal is a place. They,
That is correct.
Project Natal. More like Project Not at all.
Oh,
Not at all good.
Fucking got him!
So what's Jungle Phoenix up to?
so
Joaquin
Joaquin Phoenix
Phoenix.
is
I
about to
say
be.
jungle feed.
He's
You
about to be the
do you guys-
Joker.
Do you guys smell that?
Burning Toast?
No, I was gonna say, I smell, some sort of smoke from that sick burn. You just laid out on Microsoft's feet. Ah!
Oh.
Anyway, Joaquin Phoenix is the Joker?
Yeah, that's right.
Why?
Directed by Todd Phillips.
Yeah,
He's my
the
favorite Phillips.
Why is he the Joker? I don't know.
I think he can do it, but didn't they already have Jared Leto as the Joker?
No, that's in the DC cinematic universe.
What? This is not part of the DC cinematic universe?
No, this is their answer to Venom.
Why do we need an origin film if it's irrelevant?
Why?
An origin to what?
Well, to be fair, it's the same Venom problem. It's identical, right?
Also, Joaquin Phoenix isn't young anymore. Why is he doing the origin?
What do you mean Joaquin Phoenix isn't young? No one knows what he looks like. He looks like a completely different fucking person in every movie he's ever been in.
but why? Why is this a separate movie from the DC universe?
I don't know, because Todd Phillips wants to make a Joker movie.
They have no control over their fucking licensed characters. They got TV shows that aren't part of any kind of universe. They got a completely separate animated
TV shows
thing.
are all part of the same universe.
Yeah, but why aren't they all part? They have control over these characters. Why can't they get them all in the same continuity like Marvel does?
But Marvel doesn't do that. There's Marvel animated series that have just nothing. But
what I'm saying is, anything
there are Marvel movies that aren't in the same continuity.
Yeah, but everyone knows that when a Marvel,
all of the live action Marvel stuff since 2008 is in the same thing.
That's a lie.
Venom is not in the same thing, nor are any of the X-Men.
It is to me.
But you're wrong.
You're wrong.
But what I'm saying is, it'd be like if they had an Iron Man movie come out that wasn't part of the DC or the cinematic universe.
Yeah, Iron Man 1 wasn't.
It was. No, what the fuck are you talking about?
Iron Man 1 was not in the MCU.
It was.
It was only Iron Man 2 that they started the MCU.
No, because you're an idiot.
I think, but I agree with a point you're making, but I want you to get to that point, and you've just gotten to it, which is the point is this is already a character in the DC cinematic universe. Yeah, that's what makes it different, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I thought you were saying I was making.
No.
I absolutely wasn't.
Iron Man 1 was in the MCU.
I know. I was just
but it wasn't. I mean,
I was just
even
joking.
to
just
justify that.
Just joking.
Wasn't there an Iron Man cameo at the end of the Hulk?
Yeah.
The Hulk is in the MCU.
Yeah, and so is Iron Man 1.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that it totally was because before Iron Man came out, he was in the Hulk.
Yeah, I know, because it would.
Yeah.
Because
we're with you. Andrew was just messing with.
What did the MCU start with? Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer?
No, it started. The first one was Iron Man 1 because it was in the MCU.
All of Marvel's own shit. I'm not including the Sony Fox stuff. All of Marvel's own shit, live action since
Marvel
2008
Studios
was in. Yeah, Marvel Studios stuff was all in the same thing.
But what about Spider-Man?
That's Sony. That doesn't count.
What about Spider-Man Homecoming?
It does count.
But that does count.
That was Marvel Studios.
No, it's Sony. Sony Pictures.
In conjunction with Marvel Studios.
What about Venom?
We don't know.
What about Deadpool 2?
We don't know.
Deadpool 1 was Fox, not Marvel, but it had
but Aaron,
from
the
Avengers.
line you're drawing there, which is a real line that exists,
it's called a helicarrier.
Helicarrier.
Slightly less arbitrary than the one that DC has drawn.
Oh, I'm not arguing that.
Arbitrary is DC's middle name. Arbitrary C.
Hey, Rory.
The problem here is that Joker already exists and they have a Joker.
Yeah.
And also, can we just point out that Todd Phillips is one of the worst directors? Is one of the worst things to happen to cinema
What
in years?
has he done?
The Hangover movies, and that's it.
Oh.
Basically. It's like
I like the first one.
Oh, well,
really?
that...
I've never watched it. I've only seen it once. I've never watched it.
In fact,
like, this is
I like
not good.
I like the third one as well.
But I mean,
a lot.
I like the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Yeah.
But they still fucked a lot of the world up by making all of those goddamn movies.
Can just to quickly interject here?
Yeah, fire away.
So okay.
Oleg.
I still understand why DC can't maintain a hold of. All they're gonna do is confuse the shit out of the movie-going audience because they're gonna be like, "Is this part of the universe that they've created? Why is it Joaquin Phoenix? Why isn't it Jared Leto as the Joker?"
I agree 100%.
This
is also like
this
Venom,
is a trash idea. This is
like Venom. I don't necessarily think that the Joker. Now I could be wrong. I hope to be proven wrong, but I don't think the Joker really works as a standalone character. The Joker, as kind of written in any kind of continuities, and from Adam West Batman to the animated stuff to Heath Ledger,
100%
to the comics,
works with Batman
because he's Batman's foil. It'd be like having a spin-off of SpongeBob that was just Squidward.
To be fair, no one said this was a solo movie, right?
No, but it's a Joker-focused movie.
It's a Joker origin story. For all we know, they're going to cast a new Batman. It's going to be Zach Galifianakis as Batman.
No. Zach Galifianakis as Batman. I mean, didn't Zach Galifianakis play the Joker in Lego Batman, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's been the Joker already.
Yeah. So they can't do that.
Also, the Lego Batman movie is fucking fantastic if none of you have seen it. It's really good.
I hope Johnny Knoxville's the new Batman.
Oh no! They should get. Well, who's the guy from Community?
He could play the Riddler.
Who's in the?
Which one? Chevy Chase?
No, the Asian guy. I can never.
Ken
remember.
Jeong?
King Jeong.
Yeah.
They should have King Jeong be Batman. This
Like,
short Batman.
This movie is a shitty idea. It's gonna be a shitty movie. This is the most. This is the most certain thing that's happened in filmmaking history.
And it's a shame because Joaquin Phoenix is a fantastic actor.
He's terrific.
It's also even more confusing to the general public because they've been desensitized to how Marvel does shit.
Yeah.
Also true. That's an excellent point.
You mean horribly?
Having everything make sense is what I mean. Thor hasn't been 75 different actors.
Yeah.
Well, remember at the end. I mean, it has been shit. Remember at the end of Thor Ragnarok where Loki hauls Thor out of the way of that beam and says, we won't win by fighting against the things that we hate, but by protecting the things we love.
Yeah, that was the best bit.
So, and then he kisses him?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to watch this because I kind of watch everything. I have very low standards. But I'm not expecting to enjoy it too much. But Andrew.
Wasn't the MCU started in the Captain America movie in the early 70s? Starring...
chronologically, I guess.
Yeah.
Red Brown?
Starring Red Brown?
No!
The classic, the best
you mean...
movie.
You mean the movie that opens with 5 minutes of Steve Rogers cruising down the California coast, listening to the chill 70s beat in his panel van?
Yeah.
That movie is a train wreck.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. You remember that, and I remember that. I don't remember anything from the first Captain America movie.
I don't remember that thing at all. Never saw it.
Captain America
I don't know when
down
that
their
movie.
throats.
I don't know when that movie came out.
Christopher Lee was
What,
in
the
the
first
second
Captain
one.
America film?
No, yeah, the Red Brown.
Oh, the Red
Captain
Brown one.
America.
It was in the 70s.
Was it in the 70s?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the second one had Christopher Lee in it as the villain somehow. Because I remember at one point it's like, where is the least likely place they would look for a villain? Than in an American penitentiary because his lab is in a jail. And it's like, oh, it's clever.
Makes sense.
They find him immediately.
Talk to me about Calypso.
You know what would that would make a great name for a DC villain, Calypso.
There's also a Twisted Metal villain, the main villain of Twisted Metal. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Same DC canon or whatever.
Hey, remember
Twisted Metal's in the DC canon.
Sweet Tooth is actually Joker's brother.
They should make a
oh my god!
Twisted Metal movie.
No.
Why not?
Because it would suck.
How do you don't know that?
I'm 99%
What
sure
if they got Todd Phillips to direct it?
Then it would be 100% sure it would suck.
Yeah, remember Commandos?
No.
The game?
No.
A little bit.
You mean Republic Commandos?
No. I mean Commandos, the top-down, squad-based tactics game.
Sounds like Republic Commando to me.
The World War II one?
No.
Aaron, do you know what I'm talking about?
Is that the one where you play as clone commandos in the Battle of Geonosis?
No, it's not. It's not Republic Commandos at all.
I never played it, but I've seen gameplay of it.
I remember.
I'm going to assume people know what I'm talking about.
The second level was on the Republic Assault.
No, it's not. We're not talking about Republic Commandos. Okay. The rights to Commando has been purchased by Calypso Entertainment, Calypso Studios, something, Calypso. The makers of Tropico.
Cool game.
And Boardwalk Empire. Railway Empire.
Boardwalk Empire.
Apparently they're going to remaster the game. I don't know if that means all the Commando games, because there have been 4, I think.
You know, I've been really thinking that they needed to remaster these games for a while, because some of those textures, especially on like the Wookiees or the Trandoshans, are not nearly as good.
We're not talking about Republic Commando.
Why not?
It's a legitimate question.
This is a good game series. We did a series in it. Plug. You should go check it out.
It's not a series.
Rory?
Yes, it was.
It was a
As
series.
There's only one Republic Commando game.
No, we did a series in it.
Oh, you said it's a good
Sorry,
game
what's
series.
your question?
No, I said it's a good game. We did a series in it.
As our resident fighting games expert, what's going on with DOA 6?
So the reason this is on the topic list...
I honestly think that what's going on is that what happened was during the incubation period, certain clones were selected and given slight modification to make them more independent from the regular standard trooper, making them kind of bigger and denser, which made them perfect for commando roles. So that's what's going on.
So this is actually kind of on the list for Aaron, in a sense, because Aaron...
I was kind of thinking that, Roy.
Was asking something about... I can't remember what we were playing. We were playing Tekken or something. And he said...
Some piece of garbage, yeah.
He said, I don't like how I punch someone, and there's no sign that I punched them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just, their health goes down, but there's no visual impact.
Also, now you can punch limbs off people?
There's no damage. Well, I don't know if you'll be punching limbs off, but there will be visual... Like you'll get
punch
bruised and hurt.
Okay, that's cool.
They're taking the series in a bit more of a... I'll say conservative direction with regards to the clothing and the jiggling.
Yeah, it's not using soft works. I believe that's what it's called.
So here's...
Soft physics.
Here's my thoughts on that, just briefly.
Yep.
It's their call if they want to make the game more like that.
Yeah.
To appease a certain fan group.
Sure.
Right?
They're not appeasing their own fan group.
Also, that's an interesting point. And it's also their call if they choose not to do that. Mm-hmm. They've chosen to do that, which I think is peculiar. And the reason I think it's peculiar is because we just saw that Soul Calibur is not going to do that. Right? So we've seen the Soul Calibur costumes for, Ivy and Taki and these characters.
Yeah.
And
And Yoshimitsu.
And Yoshimitsu.
Can't forget Yoshimitsu.
And Lizard Man.
And we know that they're not pulling back on the minimal clothing angle of the game. And DOA is. Interesting choice. I thought it would have been the last group of people to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm wrong. The hope is that this game is really good. I'm really surprised that they're doing the visual damage thing, though, because that is a really involved thing.
Yeah.
And I think also they're trying to make it more like esports. Like they want it to be more visual
I read that the whole more conservative approach to it all is mainly for esports.
Yes.
To be taken more seriously at esports.
Which, I mean, I don't think that that's what influences how seriously you're taken at esports. League of Legends has lots of, revealing costumes, and that's obviously taken extremely seriously.
Yeah, but I don't think it's the forefront of League of Legends.
Oh, right? That's a good point.
DOA, like boobs is the bread and butter of the DOA franchise.
Yeah, it's a good point. And, I mean, I guess I've never seen the opposite thing. Although I was informed by Reddit that hentai gaming website Nutaku is having a tournament where the winning prize gets $25,000. So if you win at this, tank hentai game, you get $25,000. That's a lot of money for playing a porn game.
Yeah.
A tank hentai game?
I think so. It's like
the tank.
Tanks,
I always
but also
thought
hentai.
Is the barrel a dick?
I thought it was pronounced Nut-taku.
No,
because you bust a nut while you play.
I mean, that would be better. And likewise, it should be Nutella because it has nuts in it. But what can you do? You can't always win, right?
I call it Nutella.
It should be Nutella. That's the only legitimate
10 penalty kick game.
Way of saying it. And on one commercial, they did say Nutella, but they're wrong. It's pronounced Nutella. So yeah, there you have it. That's all for us today, I think, unless anyone has anything else in... Oh, I do want to mention that the thing I posted about Anthem last week was that other players who are not a part of your party will be able to interact with you in Anthem.
Oh,
which
gross.
Is a great way of
gross.
playing a multiplayer
What are
game.
you talking about? What do you mean?
So you and me, Aaron, when we buy Anthem, are going to be playing just the two of us in our own party, and some random asshole can just show up.
Some rando asshat.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
What do you mean to show up? You can't have private groups?
Apparently not. Apparently random people will be able to interact with you. That's what I read. I read it like 2 weeks ago, though, before I put it on the topic list last week.
Was interact with you the quote?
I don't remember. It was 2 weeks ago. It was a long time.
Or was it like randos will be able to join your private groups? LOL.
It's like,
this was my favorite part of the Fallout 76.
Well, it was that's kind of why I put it on the list because I was like, this.
The gaming industry at large is really swinging for the fences this year.
I assume that.
First off, is that not just Tracer?
Send you messages and stuff.
Oh, is that the Nutaku thing?
Yeah.
I also looked up the article and I thought that was Tracer. I was like, how did they manage to do this? This is a Canadian company. It's not like a Chinese company.
No.
Yeah, it's
that.
So the tags for this game are war, military, PvP, sci-fi, anime, harem, cat girl,
what game?
Western.
The Nutaku game. You can win $25,000.
No. This is unrelated to Kotaku.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
related to the word otaku. It's the same root word.
Rory, you'll be happy. It's got some lore. After a devastating Heartland war, the world has been left in conflict. 4 factions battle for the future of the planet. The forces in Nymeria have discovered the strongest mineral known to man. These super powerful crystals can create an indestructible army. The armies of Winter Blood are power-hungry and want to control these crystals. Their plan is to create the ultimate superweapon. You must stop them. You are the general of the United Defense Force. Command your army. Collect and upgrade your super sexy officers. That took a turn. Can you battle and save the world?
Aaron, you should just fade to black in the middle of that.
Yeah, I think you can play that game for free. Maybe we'll play it on the next special.
Alright, well, I guess that's it then.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
I'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.
We weren't sponsored by that.
Yeah, clearly. They'd be taking their money back.